Today we are going to go through the detail of mixtures. A mixture is basically a simple combination of two or more pure substances. A few things mixed up together, but they don't react with each other, just simply mixed up. We call them a mixture. Okay, just like pizza or chicken noodle soup or a salad. Okay, a mixture can be separated to two different kinds. One is called homogeneous mixture. A typical homogeneous mixture is called a solution. A solution is basically we mixed up two or more things together, and the stuff contained in the solution, they exist in a very small particles. Those particles won't settle down, so it's evenly distributed inside the solution. A very good example is the rubbing alcohol. It's a mixture of ethyl alcohol and water, and when you look at it, you don't see any difference in everywhere in the solution. And air is a very good example of solution. It's a mixture of nitrogen, oxygen, and a few other tiny amount of stuff. Okay. So in a homogeneous solution, there are normally two components. The first one, we call it solvent. The solvent is the substance that makes up the majority of the solution. Normally, it's water. I mean, water is called the universal solvent. It's a very good solvent to dissolve other stuff. So the other component of a solution is called solute. Solute basically is talking about the part that dissolve in the solvent. So for example, if we have water and salt, we put a spoon of salt into water and stir it to dissolve it. Water is called the solvent, and salt is called the solute, and the solution called salt solution. And if we have rubbing alcohol, if we have 70% of alcohol and 30% water, we mix them up, then water would be called solute because it has less amount. The majority is alcohol, so we call alcohol the solvent. Okay, so a very important concept in the solution is the concentration. I'm not sure if you learned this before, but with this chemistry class, we need to be able to calculate the concentration of any solution. So concentration is talking about the amount of solute in a given amount of a solution. Normally, we use mass. So concentration is the calculation of concentration is mass of solute divided by mass of solution, the total mass. Okay. Sometimes if it's both solute and solvent are liquid, we may use volume. You look at any food that you buy from the store, you can say they normally labeled with percentage. That's what it means by the percentage is basically talking about the concentration. Okay, so for example, if I say a 100 grams solution of salt water contains 3 grams of salt, what is the salt concentration? Because we know the equation is mass of solute divided by mass of solution. And we know for solute, is salt, it has 3 grams, and the total solution is 100 grams. So you're going to use 3 divided by 100, and then make sure you times 100%. That gave us the percentage. So it's 3%. That's the concentration for salt for this solution. Okay. And the other type of mixture is called heterogeneous mixtures. Heterogeneous mixtures are the ones that you simply mix the stuff up and they are not uniformly formed. So it's like a big chunks of stuff are in there, like salad and this M&M mixture. It's a lot of examples and like cereal. And a very typical heterogeneous mixture is called a suspension. A suspension, a very good example of suspension is lemonade juice or orange juice we buy from the store. And if we put sand in water, eventually the sand will settle down. Those large particles will settle down. We call this a suspension. And that's why when you buy some juice, normally it's labeled as shake before you drink it because, you know, the lots of stuff are settled on the bottom of the suspension. Okay. And the other type of heterogeneous mixture is called colloid. A colloid is basically contains medium-sized particles, which is smaller than the suspension but bigger than the solution. It's not dissolved in there. So for solution, it's totally dissolved inside the solvent. You don't see the solute in there. But for colloid, it's not really dissolved in there, but it's dispersed in a medium, but it won't settle down. A very good example would be milk or cheese. Okay, that's everything about mixture. And please take some notes. You can write solution, solute, solvent, and suspension colloid into the note catcher we did last Friday. You can add a few more table in there and add those pictures and examples. And then please read the paragraphs in the assignment. And also, if you're interested, watch why the sky is blue. That's basically it's the same. It's the same as a colloid. The particles inside the air, it's the oxygen and nitrogen particles scatter the light, and when we see it, we observe the blue color. Okay, thank you. Hope you will learn something today.